What's going on, boxing fans? Skills versus pills. I just want to show you guys this boxingrec.com. A lot of people want to launch investigations into the Timothy Bradley and Manny Pacquiao fight, and I'm gonna show you how you can do a investigation yourself. Here, like I said, it's boxingrec.com, where they have every boxer, every fight that he's been in. A rating for every punch, every round won. Everybody's on here. We can scroll down to the pound for pound list right here. Their pound for pound list has every fighter where they should be, not just fighters under the heavyweight division, but every fighter. And right here you see that Timothy Bradley has overtaken Manny Pacquiao for the number 4 spot, which would be the number 2 spot if you want to consider pound for pound under the heavyweight division. What I do when I come to boxingrec.com, not only do I look at the boxer's record, and the way they win fights and everything, but I also look at the ratings. Okay, I'll highlight this right here for you, the Manny Pacquiao fight. Alright, now we're looking from Bradley's record, so it's going to show that his opponent was Manny Pacquiao, had 147 pounds, has a record and everything on here, has the judges and all that, and I'll show you that in a minute. But what I like to look at is the ratings on how the boxer came into the fight and how they went out. When Timothy Bradley came into the fight, he came in at a pre-rating score of 794, and Pacquiao came in at 1,411. Now, after the fight, Bradley left with a plus of 1,123, and Pacquiao left with a minus of 1,103. Some people might say, "Oh, what does that matter? Who cares about those numbers?" Well, these numbers tell a great deal. When you fight competition that aren't on the same ratings of you, they don't have the same rankings. Boxingrec.com doesn't give credit for that opponent. For example, look at Timothy Bradley versus Pacquiao. He went in with a rating of 876 and came out with the same rating, even though he scored a TKO win in the 8th round. The rating system just didn't acknowledge Jose Pacquiao as a good enough opponent to give Timothy Bradley a single point for that victory. Devin Alexander, you'll see that Timothy Bradley gained a few points after that fight, and Devin Alexander lost a few points. And, it goes on and on and on. And I find these records to be pretty accurate. Even if you look up old fighters like Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali and people like that, you'll find that they're subjected to the same type of numbers. Let's click on Manny Pacquiao. And when we click on Manny Pacquiao, we're going to go back to some of his memorable fights that everybody thought were close fights, and we're going to see how the rating numbers work on that. Like I said before, this is an investigation that you can do yourself. You start with the early fights. You start with the first fight. Let's go down to Manny Pacquiao's first fight, and it'll show that he wasn't gaining any points until he fought better and better opponents. That's how you gain ratings in the sport of boxing. To be the top pound for pound, you'll have the most ratings ever. From the list I've seen, Sugar Ray Robinson has the most points that I've ever seen, with about 4,500 points on his rating system. But let's go to Pacquiao versus Juan Manuel Marquez, which is a majority decision. Pacquiao went into the fight with 61 points, and he came out with a negative number he came out with less points at 1,411. Marquez went in at 777 and came out with 828, which means that in the rating system, he did a better job. You know, they keep a record of everything on here. If you want to check out what was written about the fight, you can click on the biography and check that out. Let's go back to some of the older fights. Okay, here we have another Marquez fight where Manny went in. I believe this is the second fight right here. Manny went in with 917 points and came out with 921, which shows that he won that fight. Marquez went in with 876 and came out with 872. So he lost that fight, but it was a very close fight. Each fighter only gained about 4 points. Gained and lost 4 points. They're what was that? Yeah, I do believe that was the second fight. Let's find the first fight with Marquez. The first fight, that was a draw. They scored it a draw. That's the one when Manny knocked him down 3 times in the first round. Manny came into the fight with 780 points, left out with 755. Marquez came in with 707, left out with 731. Okay. Marco Antonio Barrera. Pacquiao came into the fight with 339 points and left out with 780. Barrera came in with 1,056 and left out with 624. So it shows you when you have a clear victory, your opponent is going to lose points. When you have a clear victory, you are going to gain points. And as you can tell, in the Marquez fights, the points gained and lost were always close. Always close, because it was a very close fight. Brother, you know, some people see knockdowns or flush punches, and then they realize, they say, well, this guy's the harder puncher, he won. Which isn't the case in boxing. Boxing is how you control the fight. You know, a guy can have a good round and lose the next 2. You know what I mean? And then lose on the scorecards. So, you know, I don't want to make this video long. I just want to show you guys how to come to boxingrec.com, where they have all the numbers. Let's see what they said about this fight. All right. Everything is recorded. The copy box punch stats. I think they were very suspicious. After the second round, when I seen the numbers, I didn't believe them. They had Pacquiao throwing like 150 something shots and landing more than half, and Timothy Bradley throwing a lot less and landing less, which wasn't the case at that point in the fight. You know, Pacquiao hadn't thrown 150 shots yet. And I thought that was just ridiculous. They were pretty much counting punches that that he didn't throw, that they thought he threw, was mixed. Were missed. This also shows how much was made at the gate and how much they were getting paid. You know, Pacquiao took this loss for $6 million, although he was guaranteed 26. But we don't know what the conditions of the 26 million. Maybe, you know, he'll get that if he win or lost, or if it was just straight up pay-per-views. But, you know, he took this loss for $6 million. He's a pound-for-pound champion. And Bradley, he's in his first event, and he's fighting, you know, for $5 million already. So we already know that if Bradley continues to win, he's going to be a larger cash cow than Manny Pacquiao, if people buy his fights, because they did stir up some controversy. But that's why we're here. We have the unofficial scorecards right here on the left. Then we have the official scorecards right here on the right. Now, this is the part that you really want to take a look at, because each judge who are sitting at different sides of the ring are scoring the same fight. You can clearly see that some judges gave Pacquiao the rounds that he clearly won, and they gave Bradley the rounds that he clearly won. And they all came up with the same score, minus and plus 2 points. So, and obviously Bradley did enough effectiveness. He effectively neutralized Pacquiao's aggression. He effectively neutralized Pacquiao's power, and that's what we have here: a split decision win by Timothy Bradley. Now, half the people in the world seeing a totally different fight, and Jerry, what's his name? Jerry Roth, the guy who scored the fight for Manny Pacquiao, clearly shows here that he has Timothy Bradley winning the second half of the fight. So look at the official scorecards, and that's what we got. The skills versus pills, and I'm out.